Are video games replacing the hangout spot? There was a time when the place people met was easy to see. A front porch, a basketball court, a mall, a diner, a school hallway, a parking lot after class, a friend's house where everyone somehow ended up after dinner. If you wanted to understand where young people were gathering, you could walk outside and find them. But now, something strange has happened. The hangout spot did not disappear. It moved. It moved into headsets, into glowing screens, into online worlds, into games where people who are miles apart can still feel like they are standing right next to each other. And that raises a question many parents, grandparents, teachers, and even gamers themselves are asking. Are video games replacing the hangout spot? At first, that question sounds worrying, because when we picture someone gaming, we often picture someone alone. A teenager in a bedroom, a headset on, a door closed, eyes locked on a screen. The outside world fading away. And sometimes that picture is real. Some people do retreat into games. Some people do play too much. Some people do lose sleep, avoid responsibilities, or disconnect from the life around them. But that is not the whole story. Because for millions of people, the game is not the place they go to be alone. It is the place they go to meet. That is the breakthrough. Online games turned play into a social space. Not just a game. Not just entertainment. Not just something to win or lose. A place. A digital room where friends gather. A shared world where people talk, laugh, compete, cooperate, argue, joke, and spend time together. And once you understand that, gaming starts to look different. A young man sitting at home with a controller may not be ignoring the world. He may be hanging out with his best friend after work. A teenager on a headset may not be isolated. He may be talking to classmates he saw earlier that day. A father playing a game with his son may not be wasting time. He may be building memories in the only space where both of them feel relaxed enough to talk. And two people separated by hundreds of miles may not simply be playing a game. They may be spending the evening together. That is what makes the story of Junior and his girlfriend so powerful. They are around 300 miles apart. In another time, that distance would have meant waiting. Waiting for letters. Waiting for phone calls. Waiting for the next visit. Waiting for life to make closeness possible again. But now, they can enter the same world. They can play side by side. Talk in real time. Laugh at the same moment. React to the same danger. Build the same plan. Lose together. Win together. And even though their bodies are far apart, their attention is in the same place. That matters, because relationships are not built only by grand romantic gestures. They are built by shared time, by small moments, by jokes that make no sense to anyone else, by routines, by familiar voices, by, "I'll meet you online later," by the feeling that someone is waiting for you somewhere. For older generations, that somewhere may have been a street corner, a porch, a mall, or a living room. For younger generations, it may be a game lobby. And that does not automatically mean something has gone wrong. It may mean the architecture of friendship has changed. The Entertainment Software Association reported that online gaming has become a major part of how players connect, with nearly 90% of players enjoying some form of online gameplay in its 2024 report. ESA also found that most players believe games create a sense of community. That word is important, community, because community does not always require a building. It requires repeated presence. It requires people showing up, recognizing each other, helping each other, sharing language, sharing stories, sharing goals. And games are strangely good at creating that. A team has to communicate. A squad has to coordinate. A group has to trust each other. Somebody watches the left side. Somebody covers the back. Somebody makes the mistake everyone laughs about for the next 3 days. That is not nothing. That is social behavior. And for young people especially, games can become one of the main ways they practice friendship. Pew Research Center found that 72% of teen gamers say spending time with others is one reason they play. And nearly half, 47%, say they have made an online friend through gaming. That does not mean every online friendship is healthy. It does not mean every gaming space is safe. It does not mean parents should stop paying attention. But it does mean we have to be careful with the old idea that gaming is only isolation. Because for many players, gaming is connection. It is the new version of come over after school. Except now, come over may mean logging in, and after school may mean after work, after dinner, after chores, or after the kids are asleep. This is not only about teenagers. Adults are there too. Fathers, mothers, couples, old friends who moved away, brothers who live in different states, people who used to hang out every weekend until jobs, marriage, distance, and responsibility scattered them across the map. A game can become the place where they still meet. A man may not have time to fly across the country to see his brother, but for 1 hour at night, they can run a mission together. A mother may not know how to start a deep conversation with her teenage son, but inside a game, while building, driving, fighting, or exploring, conversation can happen sideways. Not forced, not awkward, just there. And sometimes that is how people open up. The game gives them something to do while they talk. That has always been true of hangout spots. People did not gather at basketball courts only because of basketball. They gathered because basketball gave them a reason to be together. People did not sit on porches only because of porches. They sat there because the porch gave conversation a place to land. Games can do the same thing. They give people a shared activity. And shared activity is one of the oldest forms of bonding human beings have. But there is another side to this. Because if games can become the new hangout spot, then the question becomes, what kind of hangout spot are they becoming? A real-world hangout has limits. The mall closes. The streetlights come on. Parents call you home. Your body gets tired. Your friends have to leave. But digital hangout spots can feel endless. There is always another match, another mission, another level, another event, another update, another reason to stay. And that is where connection can become complicated. Because the same thing that makes games powerful can also make them hard to walk away from. If the game is where your friends are, leaving the game can feel like leaving the group. If your girlfriend is there, your team is there, your identity is there, and your best conversations happen there, then turning it off is not just stopping a game. It can feel like walking out of your social life. That is why the conversation cannot be simple. It cannot just be, games are bad. And it cannot just be, games are good. The truth is deeper. Games are becoming places, and places shape people. A good place can connect us. A bad place can trap us. A healthy place can help relationships grow. An unhealthy place can pull people away from sleep, school, work, sunlight, and face-to-face life. So maybe the question is not only whether video games are replacing the hangout spot. Maybe the better question is, are they becoming a healthy hangout spot? Do people leave the game feeling closer, happier, and more connected? Or do they leave feeling drained, angry, addicted, and alone? Does the game strengthen real relationships, or does it slowly replace them? Does it help people stay close across distance? Or does it become a place where life outside the screen starts to disappear? Those questions matter because the future is not going backward. Young people are not going to suddenly stop meeting online. Long-distance relationships are not going to stop using digital spaces. Friends separated by hundreds or thousands of miles are not going to ignore the tools that let them feel close. The digital hangout is here. The challenge is learning how to live with it wisely. For parents, that may mean listening before judging, instead of only asking, "Why are you always playing that game?" Maybe ask, "Who are you playing with? What do you like about being there? Is it helping you feel connected? Is it getting in the way of anything important?" Because sometimes the answer may surprise you. That teenager may not be escaping family. He may be trying to hold on to friends. That young couple may not be wasting time. They may be finding a way to survive distance. That adult who logs in every Friday night may not be refusing to grow up. He may be keeping a friendship alive that would have faded without the game. But players also have to ask themselves hard questions. Is this still connection, or is it avoidance? Am I playing because I love this world, or because I do not want to face my own? Am I building friendships here, or hiding from the people near me? Am I using the game as a bridge or as a wall? Because the best version of gaming does not replace life. It adds another room to it. A room where people can meet when distance makes meeting hard. A room where generations can play together. A room where shy people can find a voice. A room where friends can stay close after life pulls them apart. A room where love can still say, "I'm here," even from 300 miles away. And maybe that is the real story. Video games did not simply become more realistic. They became more social. They became places where human beings do what human beings have always done. Gather, talk, compete, cooperate, show off, make memories, fall in love, stay connected, try to belong. So are video games replacing the hangout spot? Maybe in some ways, yes. But maybe they are also revealing something older than technology. People will always search for a place to meet. And if the porch disappears, if the mall fades, if distance stretches families and friendships across cities, islands, countries, and time zones, then human beings will build another place. Even if that place is made of pixels. Even if the doorway is a login screen. Even if the person you love is 300 miles away. Because the need underneath the game is not new. The need is ancient. To be with someone. To share a world. To hear a familiar voice and know that, for a little while, you are not alone. And maybe that is why games became bigger than games. Because somewhere inside all the noise, competition, fantasy, and flashing light, people are still searching for the same thing they always were. A place to belong.